For kids, part of the joy of Christmas is the anticipation of that coming day. It's the excitement of seeing presents around the tree, the wondering of what gifts you are going to get. And that sort of a hope that that what you asked your parents for or Santa is going to be underneath that tree, and you're going to get to play with it the rest of the day and for the rest of the year as well. And it's something that I know, thinking back in my own life and seeing within my own nephews and niece, that this is something that's very common for those kids. And there's a reason for that. When you have something you are looking forward to, there is there's happiness with that, there's joy with that, and it all ties into that anticipation. Our passage today from Isaiah is one of those verses that really sort of captures that sort of feeling of that anticipation. It is talking about the day when God was going to restore Israel to its place, and sort of the response from the people of God when that sort of happened. Isaiah, like Jeremiah, prophesied a good bit about what the sins of the people of God of Israel were going to ultimately lead to, which was them losing their land and being in exile for a period of time. But within that sort of a prediction, there was also this hope and this prediction as well of a time when they would be restored. And Isaiah in this passage is talking about the joy that comes with that redemption, the joy that comes with that salvation, from that sort of anticipation that sort of comes about from all of that. And I think in our own lives, in our own spiritual walks with God, we ourselves have kind of found ourselves in in sort of a similar sort of spot. That we know that there's a joy from receiving that gift from God of salvation itself, and the change that comes with it. And I think oftentimes, even after that sort of moment, there can be an anticipation for others to experience that sort of a sort of moment as well, and that brings about a great amount of joy. And joy is something that is heavily tied to the Christmas season, and also our walks with God as well. From the very beginning to all the way through our lives after we give our heart over, joy is a part of that, and being joyful that God has saved us is indeed a part of that. And times I understand that being joyful can be very difficult, and especially around the holiday season. There are some out there, I'm sure, who have maybe lost loved ones, and this is their first Christmas without them, and it can be hard to be joyful in that sort of time, or at least joyful in the way that we sort of think of it. But I do want to encourage you to find some joy in this sort of holiday spirit, and specifically to find joy in the work that God has done for you. This does not mean that you have to be happy in kind of an ecstatic sort of way, but just rest in the comfort that God has saved you, has sent his son to die for you, and that from that comes the gift of salvation, the gift of being reconnected with God, and that is something that you can be joyful for, that you can be thankful for. Amen. And now I'd like to invite you all to join me for our last worship song today.